Good morning to everyone, and welcome to this short course on UNCTAD's lens, supporting small island development states in building new development models. My name is Angel Gonzalez. I am the head of the Technology Innovation and Knowledge Development branch that coordinates the organization of these short courses for Geneva-based delegates. Although, as you may have seen from the program, the substantive knowledge that is going to be delivered in this session is actually produced by 3 other divisions in UNCTAD. I'm very, very pleased to have an example of this interdivisional collaboration, which is something that member states always insist on and that we don't see as often as perhaps it would be desirable. You may have noticed, those of you that have looked at the program of the short courses for the rest of 2025, that we are increasing the number of these courses here in Geneva. The reason for this is that, as you may also be aware, we have been forced to reduce the number of regional courses because of the budgetary and financial crisis that the UN is going through. Since we don't have the resources to organize regional activities, we are trying to compensate that to the extent that it is possible with an increase in the number of training activities delivered here in Geneva for Geneva-based delegates. We understand and we realize that one thing is far from being a perfect substitute of the other, but we try at least to maximize the use of the resources that we do have available, and mainly of the staff of the program and, as always, the knowledge that is generated by our colleagues in the other divisions of UNCTAD and also in our division, because today we also have speakers from our division, the Division on Technology and Logistics. The courses that we will be delivering for the rest of the year, for those of you who may have an interest on these topics, are going to be the following. Next week, on 16th October, we will have a course on market access in times of geopolitical tensions. In November, after the conference that, as you know, will take place starting on 20th October, we will have a course on forecast on the global economy and its trends, uncertainty, and the global trade finance nexus. This will be on 10th of November. And before the end of the year, on the 11th of December, we will have another course that will address the question of where is the LDC, the least developed country group, heading in the future. I think these are highly topical issues, and I do hope that we will see many of you and more of you, and that you will by word of mouth attract more participation from your colleagues from other missions or from your own mission. A brief word on the situation, on the more general situation concerning the paragraph 166 activities. As you know, this program is monitored and supervised by the Trade and Development Board. We have an advisory body that is composed of representatives of all the different regional groups. This advisory group met recently, and we had an opportunity to discuss the future of the program in the context of the crisis, and a number of strategies were brought up for consideration by the regional groups. This will be reported to the next session of the Trade and Development Board after the conference, and we hope that some orientation for the future of the program will come up from those intergovernmental discussions, and also, of course, from the mandate that we re-established at the conference in a couple of weeks from now. We continue to operate on the basis of collaboration with partners institutions in the developing regions, in each of the developing regions, and in that sense, we are now renewing our partnership with the Faculty of Economics of the University of Nairobi for Africa. It's been a very fruitful relationship, and we hope that we will continue to hold this relationship with the University of Nairobi through these difficult times. It will probably involve a reformulation of the way that the regional training is provided, using more intensely the new technologies and the possibilities that they afford. But this is still something that needs to be discussed, as I mentioned, by our member states, and we still need to receive guidance on how we will proceed. I don't want to take much more of your time. I do invite you to participate actively in the discussions today. As I said, we have the rare opportunity to benefit from contributions from 3 different divisions, from three different angles to the development problems that we are going to discuss. And as I said, I invite you to participate very actively, and without any more from my side, I give the floor to my colleague Randa Jamal to continue with the program. Randa.
Thank you, Angel, for the recap on what's happening with the program with paragraph 166, and also for the remaining short courses that we will be holding this semester. And then, of course, we'll have more information regarding 2026 for you. So we're really happy, actually, today that we're going to be looking at UNCTAD's work, and we're going to be taking UNCTAD's work, and we're going to look at how actually UNCTAD supports SIDS, small islands, and so on, and developing economies in general, and how we do this through the strategies. We have the right people, the right experts to cover this. So what we're going to first start by doing is we're going to start with Rashid, who is from ALDC, and he's going to take us through UNCTAD's strategy and overall work on SIDS. And then after Rashid, we're going to zoom in on e-commerce and digital economy, and we're going to have 3 of our colleagues from this branch cover different aspects. And following that, we're going to actually be with our colleagues from DITC, and they're going to take us also through basically regulatory frameworks. We're going to look at some of the NTMs and NTBs and so on. So let's introduce our colleagues who've actually really worked extensively to prepare their presentations and their content for this short course. So I'm going to start in the order of speakers. And I will start first with Rashid Bouhia, who's an economic affairs officer, and he's all the way to my far right. And he is in the Productive Capacity Sustainable Development branch of UNCTAD's Division for Africa, LDCs, and Special Programs. And he covers, this also division covers small islands, island developing states, and he is responsible for the Productive Capacity Index program, which we covered actually in a short course previously last year. And this PCI basically assesses, quantifies, and monitors progress in development of productive capacities. And he manages and is a co-director of the Resilient and Sustainable Island Initiative, which is a global advisory network of researchers working to address sustainability challenges in small islands. Rashid has extensive experience. He published several articles, policy briefs, and blogs on economic development in SIDS, and his most recent publication addresses climate change, geopolitical security, and the permissive liberal order. And it was actually produced by Cambridge University Press and co-authored with other co-directors of RESE. Welcome, Rashid, and thank you so much for being with us today. And then I'm introducing my colleague who's not here yet, but she will join us for her part of the presentation. She will be sitting on my far left. And her name is Miss Scarlett Jill. She works also for our division in the Division on Technology and Logistics. She's been with UNCTAD since 2003. And she works on development of information economy statistics, representing UNCTAD in partnership on measuring ICT for development. She also collects data on the use of ICT businesses and on the ICT sector and on the international trade in ICT goods, and is working to improve the measurement of e-commerce and of international trade in digitally deliverable services. And she also works closely on the production of the flagship report that has to do with the digital economy. It's been actually an annual publication, and we hope that it continues to be so the case, even with the financial crisis that we're facing. And then again, we go to, also in the same branch, we go to Ms. Ina Haj, who is on my right. She has extensive experience in international cooperation, economic development, and strategic communication. She joined the branch in 2021, where she manages the development of e-trade readiness assessments and e-commerce strategies that foster inclusive and sustainable trade and digital transformation. Prior to this, she worked at the European Union. She coordinated development cooperation programs in Armenia, Indonesia, and across the Association of Southeast Asian Nations. She specializes in political science and international relations and holds a master's from New York University and a bachelor degree from the American University in Bulgaria. Welcome, Ina, and thanks for being with us today as well. And then Thomas, who will be sitting, I believe, to your right, exactly. And he will be joining us shortly as well. Has over 15 years of experience in international trade, investment, and digital economy issues. He works in the policy research section of UNCTAD's e-commerce and digital economy, and he contributes as well to the digital economy reports and engages in interagency coordination, including the Global Digital Compact. He also worked on under the Pacific Digital Economy Program, and earlier in his career, he contributed to the World Investment Reports and the World Investment Forum, also under UNCTAD in the Division of Investment and Enterprise. And then to my colleagues who are on my left, this is the first time they contribute short courses, so second. So we really welcome you again. So we have Ms. Sol Lee. She's an Economic Affairs Officer at the UNCTAD. She also worked on trade policy analysis, technical cooperation, and intergovernmental support, especially in regard of non-tariff measures. Her recent project includes enhancing regional economic integration and regulatory transparency in the Pacific region. So we have exactly the right person for the right mission today. She previously worked at the European Bank for Reconstruction and Development and the International Trade Center, and she studied at the Graduate Institute of International Development Studies in Switzerland, Yonsei University in South Korea, and Keio University in Japan. Welcome. And Mr. Julian is an Economic Affairs Officer also at UNCTAD in the Trade Analysis Branch in DITC, and he focuses on small island developing states with a particular emphasis on the Pacific region. Julian has led and contributed to the development of projects involving the collection of non-tariff measures data for Pacific Island countries. He also actively engaged in research on trade-related food and environmental issues within the branch. And before joining the UN, he served as a regional coordinator at the Swiss Federal Department of Foreign Affairs and the State Secretariat for Economic Affairs. He has a master's degree in international business and a postgraduate degree in geopolitics and global governance. Welcome, Julian, and also thank you for being with us today. So as mentioned earlier, what we're going to do is we will start with the overall strategy for SIDS, and that will be covered by Rashid.